people have done every single thing in our power to make Black people feel less than, to feel worthless, to feel inferior, and you didn't. We failed. We failed in that. We enslaved you, we beat you, we bred you, we treated you worse than cattle. We did everything that we could in order to make the Black person in this country feel inferior. And you are still here and you influence everything. Every single day is influenced by a Black person in some way. Music is influenced by Black people. Fashion is influenced. The way we speak is influenced. Every single thing that is American culture has been influenced by Black American. So as a white person, if your people have spent hundreds of years telling you that these other people are worth less than you, you're going to be fucking annoyed when they don't act the way that you've been told that they should fucking act, right? That's their mentality. That is what their mentality is. They've been told their entire lives that Black people are inferior. And so when you don't act that way, it enrages them. And so we all play our roles that we are assigned, but Black people in this country are not playing the role that was assigned to them in the mentality of white people. You guys aren't taking out our garbage. You're not taking care of our children. You're not in the fields. You know, you're educated. You are highly educated. Like, again, you are more educated. Black women are more educated today than every other class of person. And that happened in less than 50 years. It is jealousy. It is rage, and the fact that you guys are not playing the assigned role that they think that you should be playing.
Shalom. First of all, let's start out by giving all great honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim, Rakakash. The belongings to teachers, elders, and apostles of great millstone, like our brothers, put on this truth. Faithfully, fearlessly, feeding you, new brothers and sisters. Tuning in, Shalom. Today's lesson's titled, They Want Us in That Old Nigger Spirit. Now, you saw in that opening clip there with that woman, who appears to be Shedamite, speaking about how there's this internal anger, that is actually displaying itself externally, from these Edomites, so-called Caucasians or white people who don't like the fact that they have not been able to reign supreme over us mentally, as far as their white supremacy goes. But of course, we know the 2/3 is still involved heavily into this place, even so much as to voting for the current, king of Great Babylon America, Donald J. Trump. And what are they receiving for it? Just a lot of hate. But when you listen to her and all the things that she's talking about, even though she doesn't know what she's talking about as far as who those people actually really hate, it's really the chosen people of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashim Shai, the 1/3 elect, and specifically the man that you see on the highway in the Bible on this unicorn, rebuking this devil on devil, preaching about the destruction of his kingdom, and the fact that he's going to go into slavery and that we are going to reign over him, under the rulership of the Mashiach upon his return. But we haven't always been like this. Let's go into the book of John 15 and start verse 19. It reads, If you were of the world would have loved his own. But because you are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hated you. And she's really talking about that, because it was perfectly okay, when we was out there, and if you smoke dope, shoplifting, stealing, doing all those craziness out there. And I have this little AI generated picture here that I created, to kind of showcase what, some of us probably were when we were in the world. It could have been far worse, or it may not be quite the same. Nonetheless, it's just, basically for educational use here. But this is what they want. They want you to look up to them like they're superior, They want you to feel inferior. And with that, Esau is able to control you and have you and manipulate you so that you can go worship their so-called white Jesus, okay, as your power, when in reality, that man doesn't even exist, okay? That's Caesar Borgia. And they've been able to play that game on Jake. But now, okay, because you wouldn't have seen a video like this, 10, 15 years ago. But now, because those curses are on them, okay, Deuteronomy 30 and 7, okay, and they're seeing right now that this gospel is spreading across, whether Jake hear and forbear or whether they accept it or not, the fact is that it's going out there. And they're coming across, video clips or videos from the brothers who are putting it out there, okay? And this is offending many of these Edomites. Let's go in the book of Genesis 25 and verse 23, because he said something about the fact that, so-called black, and of course they say black people because it's been a black and white thing, okay? But the other tribes out there, okay, you so-called Latinos, Hispanic, okay, and Native Americans, you are Hebrew Israelite. They're really talking about all of us, but we know, Judah, the head tribe, okay, is the so-called African Americans. And basically, I mean, even for someone like myself who was from the tribe of Benjamin, from the Caribbean, okay, the history of slavery, what I learned was based on what took place here in North America, okay, with the so-called African Americans. Henceforth, you have really this clash between Judah, okay, and Esau, okay, or and you have the so-called African Americans and these Edomites, these Caucasians here. And so they basically have been the representation for us. So don't get offended or feel like, they always just talking about black people. But listen to this here. This is Genesis 25 and 23 reads, "And the Lord, Yahweh Shemashai, said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people should be separated from thy bowels. And the one people should be stronger than the other people." Who's the one people that's going to be stronger? It's the Hebrew Israelites, okay? Jacob is going to be stronger than Esau, okay? So the 12 tribe of Israel, okay, we are mentally stronger, okay, than these Edomites, physically stronger than them. So this is the reason why she's saying, basically, how it is that we could be at the bottom and still yet we influence the entire culture of Great Babylon, America. Right now, you get so-called white people talking like us, walking like us, trying to be us. They're trying to do everything, but yet still, they're trying to manifest some type of sense of superiority, and it hasn't worked. We're not bowing our head down. Even the 2/3 Jakes are not really bowing their head down. They just simply don't, know that they're the true sons and daughters of the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Henceforth, they continue to indulge in all the depravity and iniquities of Great Babylon, America. But when they take a look at men like us who are in order, okay, who's not gonna go and do the things of the wide, okay, we follow the narrow path, okay, to righteousness. This really gets under the skin of these elites, okay? And it says, "And the elder shall serve the younger." So who is the elder? Esau came out first. So it means what? He's going to serve us eventually. And this is what we preach about. Let's go to Revelation 12 and start verse 10. It reads, "And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, Now is come salvation and strength and the kingdom of power and the power of his Hamashiach. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our power day and night." So who's doing the accusing? This is Esau accusing us of eating abominable food. Well, this is all we have to eat because you put it out there. Okay, you're in charge. Okay, the earth is given to you. We're not supposed to eat pork, okay, and shellfish and all that stuff, and yet still that's what you advertise, okay, and that's what you sell out there. You have these holidays, okay, that enhances, okay, the desire to have these things, okay, and all sort of things out there that you make, what is wrong seem right. We just finishing off Pride Month, and there's a lot of jakes that's involved in that, okay, so they like that, okay, but they're still envying, they're still looking at, look at those guys, why aren't those guys doing it? And the numbers are getting bigger and bigger and bigger, okay, because the 12 tribe of Israel is huge, okay. So imagine 1/3 of that 12 tribe of Israel, and they can't have that. And it's going to come to a point to where they're going to come after us, to shut us down, okay, because a lot of people are waking up, even from celebrities now know they're Hebrew Israelite, okay, and we're not bowing the knee. And this really is pissing them off. And it says, And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony, and they loved not their lives unto death. We already know this life is bullshit. Yahushua, he died for us. He died for the elect. Okay? And we like to refer to ourselves as the hopeful elect because, we haven't been saved yet. But, okay, because of his sacrifice, hence, we were given the opportunity to do what we're doing right now. Okay, and the servant of the Mashiach, our job is to go out there plain and simple, okay, and to bid as much to the marriage as possible, okay, whether they hear or they forbear, whether they want to scorn or mock, it doesn't matter, but this is our job, okay. When we go into the book of Psalms 37 and start at verse 30, it reads, "The mouth of the righteous speaketh wisdom, and his tongue talketh of judgment." There ain't a time that we put out a lesson that we don't talk about the destruction of America, okay, which is known as spiritual Sodom and Egypt, okay. We talk about the fact that the Lord is going to kill you Sodomites, okay? Especially you Jakes that are celebrating this Pride Month, okay? We talk about the fact that the so-called white man, you're going to get double the punishment and judgments that we got under you, pursuant to Deuteronomy 28. Okay, your slavery is going to be incredibly difficult, all right? You're going to go into slavery. We talk about what? The Mashiach returning with an armada of what they call UFOs. So terrifying, you have the whole world going against him, and they're destroyed in like seconds. Okay? In seconds. And that there's going to be, okay, a heavenly kingdom, with righteousness set up on this earth. On this earth. Heaven is a place on earth. Okay? Not in the sky. It's on earth. And the same people that you've been oppressing and kicking down are going to be ruling over you. Continue on. It says, "The law of his power is in his heart, none of his steps shall slide." So you can't, no matter what you say, we don't care. We really don't care. Okay? And we're not just saying that to say that. Seriously, here's going to come a point where we're going to be put to that test. We already know some of us are going to get put to death. And we can accept that. In fact, some brothers are hoping it's them. Because you get to go in the chariot first and get that crown first. You are guaranteed your crown. Okay? And you cheer the other brothers on that are being imprisoned, tortured, whatever the case is that's going on. And the other brothers are not going to get touched at all. Okay? It says, "The wicked watcheth the righteous and seeketh to slay him. The Lord, Yahweh Shemashah, will not leave him in his hand, nor condemn him when he is judged." So, we know who we really are by our slave names, that you gave us and all that, our corporate name that you gave us. But there's not a damn thing you can do about it. And that's why we don't hide our face and we don't hide our IP address. Nothing. There's nothing you can do about it, Esau. Okay? There's nothing. Y'all only can watch. That's the only thing y'all can do is watch. And we know it. And you know it. All right? It says, "Wait on the Lord, Yahweh Shemashah, and keep his way, and he shall exalt thee to inherit the land. When the wicked are cut off, thou shalt see it." So them phony kikes over there, and the Lord is going to have Iran, okay, the Persians, them obliterate your ass out of there. Okay, and we're going to see when Russia and Iran them shoot them missiles and take you phony kikes out of there. Okay, with your Vegas level style, Mecca style, okay, pride parades over there. Okay, you're bombing those pieces of shit. Okay, so what do y'all hate us for? Because we are not in the matrix? Okay, so you can't control our mind? Okay? Imagine you've been asleep your entire life and then you wake up and find out you're actually a god in this flesh. Can you imagine that? And we're being humble only because we don't have our powers yet. Wait till we get our powers. And we're going to get some powers on this side too. Then y'all can see exactly why Jake is called the salt of the earth. Alright, let's go to Proverbs 24. And so verse 19 reads, "Fret not thyself because of evil men, neither be thou envious at the wicked. For there shall be no reward to the evil man. The candle of the wicked shall be put out." So we already know that the Lord Yahweh Shemashah, okay, is going to put your candle out. He's going to put your rulership out. In fact, you're being exposed as what? Pedophiles, rapists. Okay, you're not as smart as everybody thought you were. We already found out you didn't invent anything. Okay, you're a thief. Okay, and you're being exposed by it. In fact, we can go into the scriptures here and show you exactly how you actually got into your position. This is Daniel 4:17. It reads, "This matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of man, and give it to whomsoever he will, and set it up over the basis of man." And who's the basis of man? Okay, the so-called white man. Okay, and basis is a term used to describe something that's absolutely despicable. Okay, so the most despicable people, okay, walking around who can't even go in the sun for 20 minutes without their skin peeling and they turning beet red, which which illustrate exactly what the scripture said. The first one came out like hairy, like a garment, like a red garment. Okay, you're red, you're not white. Okay, the earth is giving it to you, and now you're seeing it going away, and you're wondering what's happening. Well, elites know what's happening. You peasant Edomites, you don't know what's happening. You just think it's just some carnal stand up for your rights type of thing like that. No. As I'm reading to you right now, I'm reading the judgment against Great Babylon America. This is why we throw curses on this place and also to individuals. Okay? But see, the Lord is very patient. All right? Especially with his people. All right? Let's go into Proverbs 29 and start at verse 25 reads, the fear of man bringeth a snare, but whoso putteth his trust in the Lord Yahweh Shemashai should be safe. If you fear this doggone man, his talk, like when that Biden guy looked into the camera a couple of years ago and he goes, "Get vaccinated." You know, a lot of people just like jumped. You know, this old dude, this dude can't even piss fucking straight. You're gonna go friggin' go stick some experimental shit in your body because Bill fucking Gates says so. Come on, get the fuck out of here, man. It says, many seek the ruler's favor, but every man's judgment coming from the Lord, Yahweh Shemashai. We don't seek the ruler's favor. We don't care. I don't care if there's a damn dog sitting in the doggone White House. And someone asked me before, who would you vote for? I have never voted. I never care who ran the country. I don't care. It doesn't benefit me. I don't give a crap. Okay? An unjust man is an abomination to the just, and he that is upright in the way is an abomination to the wicked. So because we don't believe in faggot, or two men should be hugging and kissing each other, and two women should be doing that, the women should have exerted authority over a man, okay, that you shouldn't be having sex with animals, okay, that you shouldn't be eating the cleanest of the earth, which is crab, lobster, and all the other crazy other stuff out there, okay, and all the other things, okay. We're an abomination to y'all because, well, how dare you? You're so anti-American or something like that. No, we're anti-wicked. Okay? And who's wicked? Esau the Edomite, the so-called white man. All right? So you say, oh, you're racist. No, I'm not racist. I'm righteous. All right? Let's go to the book of Zephaniah 2 and 3. It reads, seek ye the Lord, Yahweh Shemashai, all ye meek of the earth. That's us, the 12 tribe of Israel, so-called blacks, Native Americans, Latinos, and Hispanics. Okay, and even the speckled bird, because some of our people look like Chinese, Japanese, and Indian, and all kinds of people. And you can see the way they put up videos and talk. I can go look. I can easily look and go, you look like a Chinese, but that's a Jake. we already know, because we can feel the spirit. We already know. Okay, so that's why we always talk about the speckled bird too. It's not a color thing. Okay, unlike Esau, who made it a color thing by putting up, okay, Caesar Borgia. Huh? Yeah. It says, seek ye the Lord, Yahweh Shemashai, all ye meek of the earth, which have wrought his judgment. Seek righteousness, seek meekness. We pissed off the Lord Yahweh Shemashai. He's still pissed off. So you better get right. It may be, ye shall be hid in the day of the Lord's anger. Yahweh Shemashai's anger. You know who's going to really get judged really heavy? The children of Israel, so-called blacks, Native Americans, Latinos here in Great Babylon, America. Doesn't matter if you have a nice 3-story house, 3,100 square foot house, or 6 cars and all this other crap, and think you the shit. When the Lord is done judging his people, known as Jacob's trouble. Oh yeah. And guess who's not going to be touched during that time? You got it. The same man that is speaking boldly, okay, against his wicked empire, and the believers that believe in the Lord, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. So Lord, willing, let us edify, let the close up by giving all glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash, Shalom.